Long ago, in the heart of a beautiful African kingdom surrounded by thick forests and golden rivers, there lived a young princess named Zola. Princess Zola was not like the other royals in the palace. While others loved expensive jewels, grand feasts, and royal celebrations, Zola loved stories. She loved wandering through the village, listening to old elders speak about ancient spirits, lost treasures, and forgotten magic. But there was one story the elders never liked to discuss. The story of the magic drum. Whenever Zola asked about it, the old storytellers would suddenly grow quiet. Some would shake their heads nervously. Others would whisper the same warning. Some secrets should remain buried. That only made Zola more curious. One evening, during a heavy rainstorm, Zola visited her grandmother, the oldest woman in the kingdom. The old woman sat beside a fire, slowly carving symbols into a piece of wood. "Grandmother," Zola asked softly, "is the magic drum real?" The old woman stopped carving. For a long moment, only the sound of rain filled the room. Then she finally spoke. "Long ago, before your father became king, the drum protected this kingdom. Its rhythm could call rain, heal the sick, and even warn people of danger." Zola's eyes widened. If it was so powerful, what happened to it? Her grandmother leaned closer to the fire. The drum became dangerous. She explained that the drum carried an ancient spirit inside it. A spirit that listened carefully to the heart of whoever played it. If the drummer was kind, the drum created miracles. But if darkness lived inside them, the drum's power became destructive. Greedy men fought over it, her grandmother whispered. And many people died. So the kings of old hid the drum deep inside a secret cave beyond the forbidden forest. And nobody ever found it again. Zola asked. Her grandmother looked directly into her eyes. Some believe the drum is still waiting for the right person. That night, Zola could not sleep. The story burned inside her mind like fire. A magical drum hidden in a forgotten cave. A spirit waiting in darkness. And a secret nobody dared to search for. As moonlight entered her room, Zola made a decision. At sunrise, she would leave the palace. She would find the magic drum herself. But far away, hidden deep within the shadows of the forbidden forest, two glowing eyes suddenly opened. As if something had heard her decision. And was waiting for her to come. The first light of morning spread across the kingdom as Princess Zola quietly packed a small leather bag. Inside, she placed a bottle of water, dried fruit, a small knife, and the wooden necklace her grandmother had given her years ago. The palace was still asleep. Guards stood lazily near the gates, unaware that their princess was about to disappear into the most feared forest in the land. Zola pulled a dark cloak over her head and slipped out before sunrise. The air outside felt cold and heavy. Ahead of her stood the forbidden forest. Its giant trees twisted toward the sky like giant claws. Thick mist covered the ground, and strange sounds echoed from deep within the shadows. Even hunters avoided this place. But Zola kept walking. At first, the journey seemed peaceful. Birds sang from hidden branches, and golden sunlight danced through the leaves. Yet the deeper she traveled, the quieter the forest became. Too quiet. No birds. No insects. Only silence. Suddenly. Boom. Zola froze. A deep drumbeat echoed through the trees. Boom. Boom. Her heart raced. "The drum," she whispered. The sound was distant, almost like a heartbeat hidden inside the forest itself. Zola followed the rhythm carefully, stepping over roots and pushing aside hanging vines. The drumbeat grew louder with every step. Boom. 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 Then she noticed something strange. Symbols were carved into the trees around her. Ancient markings. The same markings her grandmother had carved into wood the night before. Some symbols looked like eyes. Others looked like waves or flames. As she touched one of the carvings, a sudden voice whispered through the wind. "Turn back." Zola quickly looked around. Nobody was there. The forest had become darker now, even though it was still daytime. Then the drumbeat stopped. Complete silence filled the air. And that was when she saw him. An old man sat beneath a giant tree ahead of her. His long gray hair touched the ground, and beside him rested a broken drum covered in dust. Zola slowly approached him. "Who are you?" she asked carefully. The old man smiled without looking up. "The better question is, why is a princess searching for cursed things?" Zola's eyes widened. "How do you know who I am?" "The forest speaks," the old man replied. Before she could answer, he pointed toward the east. "There is a cave beyond the river of stones. That is where the magic drum sleeps." Zola felt excitement rise inside her. "But listen carefully," the old man warned. His smile disappeared. "The drum does not give power freely. It listens to the truth hidden inside every heart." A cold wind suddenly swept through the trees. "The wrong drummer," he whispered, "can awaken something terrible." Zola swallowed nervously. But she had already come too far to turn back. So without another word, she thanked the mysterious old man and continued deeper into the forest. She did not notice the old man watching her leave. Nor did she notice that the broken drum beside him had slowly begun to repair itself on its own. Princess Zola walked for hours through the dark forest, guided only by the old man's directions and the strange feeling pulling her forward. As the sun slowly disappeared behind the trees, the forest transformed into something far more frightening. Shadows stretched across the ground like crawling spirits. The wind whispered through the branches in strange voices. And somewhere far away, boom! The drumbeat returned. Soft. Slow. Waiting. Zola tightened her grip on her bag and continued walking until she finally reached the river of stones. The river was unlike anything she had ever seen. Massive black stones rose from the water like giant sleeping beasts. Mist floated above the river surface, and the water itself barely moved, as if frozen in time. At the center stood a narrow path made of cracked rocks leading to the other side. And beyond it, a mountain cave. Zola's heart pounded. This must be the place. She carefully stepped onto the stone path. The river below made strange bubbling sounds, almost like whispers beneath the water. Halfway across, she suddenly heard laughter. Children's laughter. Zola stopped. She looked around, confused. The sound echoed from beneath the river. Then came another voice. "Help us." Her eyes widened. Shapes began appearing beneath the water, shadowy hands pressing against the surface as though trapped below. Zola stumbled backward in fear. But then she remembered her grandmother's warning. The drum tests the heart of those who seek it. Closing her eyes, she forced herself to keep moving. The voices grew louder. "Don't leave us. Help. Princess." But Zola did not stop. Finally, she reached the other side. The moment her feet touched solid ground, the voices vanished instantly. Silence. Only the cave remained before her. Its entrance was enormous, covered in ancient symbols glowing faintly blue in the darkness. The air around it felt alive. As Zola stepped inside, torches along the cave wall suddenly burst into flame one after another. Whoosh! Zola gasped. The cave stretched deep underground, filled with old carvings showing kings, warriors, floods, and fire surrounding a single drum. And there, at the very end of the cave, rested the magic drum. It stood on a stone platform, glowing softly in the darkness. Gold patterns wrapped around its surface, and strange blue light pulsed from within it like a heartbeat. Boom! 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 The drum was alive. Zola slowly approached it, unable to look away. Then suddenly, a voice echoed through the cave. Who dares awaken me? Zola froze. The voice was deep and powerful, shaking the walls around her. I am Princess Zola, she whispered. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the drum spoke again. Your heart carries both courage and fear. The cave trembled violently. Dust fell from the ceiling as the glowing symbols around the walls began moving like living creatures. You seek power, the drum continued. But power always demands a price. Zola's breathing became heavy. What price? The blue light inside the drum suddenly grew brighter. And then the voice whispered something that made her blood run cold. The kingdom is already in danger. Before Zola could respond, the cave entrance slammed shut behind her. Boom! Darkness swallowed the room. And the drum began to laugh. The laughter of the magic drum echoed through the cave like thunder. Princess Zola stumbled backward, her heart pounding wildly as darkness swallowed the chamber around her. The glowing symbols on the walls twisted and moved like living snakes, circling the drum with eerie blue light. Boom! 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 Each beat shook the ground beneath her feet. What do you mean my kingdom is in danger? Zola shouted. For part 2, subscribe, like and comment.